Namaste. Jalaluddin Rumi quotes, "There are many ways to reach God. I choose love." Through your intellectualism, you can just understand the things that fall between A to Z. Beyond Z, your intellectualism cannot take you. That is why Albert Einstein says that imagination can take you everywhere, whereas logic will only take you from A to Z. Beyond Z, logic cannot go. Only your imagination can go. And this imagination has given birth to many wonderful things in this human life. Just 2 days ago, a very negative person approached me through consultation session, and his intention was different. He wanted to understand the secrets of astrology from me. These kind of people are utterly negative people. They may read 1,000 books of astrology, but they will not understand a single bit of it. They will always remain away from the true essence of astrology because they just use their head. They just use their intellectualism. And intellectualism cannot help you attain the truth. I immediately rejected him. I said, "What you are doing will only backfire on you." The essence of this human life is love. In this beautiful podcast, I am sharing a story, a real life story of Sant Dyaneshwar and a great tapasvi who was called Changdev. And Changdev was just like these people, intellectual people. He had spent thousands of years doing penance. He had attained a lot of supernatural powers. But still, he was not able to defeat Sant Dyaneshwar, who was just a 15 years old boy. You see, that is the power of love and devotion, Bhakti Marga. In this podcast, when you will listen to this beautiful story, a real life story, you will realize the power of love, the beauty of love. Neem Karoli Baba used to say that love is the strongest medicine. It is more powerful than electricity. %99 of these monks and sadhus fail because they don't have that love. In horoscope also, there are always two groups. One is Rahuish and the other is Ketuish. The Rahuish group is intellectual group. They will try to dominate you. They will try to show you how great they are. They will try to shine a lot. But the real diamond, the real thing is with this Ketuish group. They are the real ones. They are the Buddhas. Changdev belonged to this Rahuish group. But how Sant Dyaneshwar helped him realize and transformed him from Rahuish to Ketuish is what the message of this story is. So listen to this podcast, and I'm sure those few of you beautiful people will definitely resonate with this beautiful story and its message. So let's begin.
When you sing from the bottom of your heart, when you recite from the depth of your being, God listens. What cannot be achieved by spending 1,000 years of penance can be achieved through simple love and devotion. Reminds me of Changdev. Changdev was a man of many magics. He had done penance in the Himalayas for 1,000 years, and he had a following of thousands of disciples. One day, he comes to the village of Alandi, and the people of Alandi welcome him by showering flowers on his way. Changdev is happy to see such a grand welcome. But soon, he came to know that in this village of Alandi there is also one more great saint, and his name is Sant Dyaneshwar. And Sant Dyaneshwar was 15 years old at that time, just a 15 years old boy, while Changdev was 1,000 plus years old. Changdev thought that I should show this Dyaneshwar my power. So he sits on the back of a ferocious tiger and starts moving towards the river bank where Dyaneshwar with his brothers and sisters was seated. And Dyaneshwar was such a beautiful fellow. His heart was full of compassion, filled with unconditional love. He indeed was the avatar of Sri Vishnu. He smiled and said to his siblings, Changdev is coming to meet me by driving a tiger. And they all were seated on a wall at that time. Dyaneshwar's sister said, then let's drive this wall and go to meet Changdev. The brothers of Dyaneshwar said, but this wall is made of bricks. How can we go flying on this wall? Dyaneshwar smiled and said, nothing is impossible for those who love God. And the greatest miracle happened. The wall took off into the air, just the way an airplane takes off. And Dyaneshwar with his siblings remained seated on the wall, while the wall continued to fly in the sky until they reached the place where Changdev was slowly moving by mounting on his tiger. As the wall landed before Changdev, the whole village and Changdev himself was taken aback by this greatest miracle that happened before his eyes. He had the supernatural powers, the siddhis, to drive all living beings in this world. But driving a dead wall? Not just driving, but flying by sitting on a dead wall, that was too much. He had spent thousands of years in deep penance, but never had he attained such kind of unimaginable power. He quickly got down from the back of the tiger and rushed towards Dyaneshwar and touched his feet and started crying like a small child. Dyaneshwar raised him up and Changdev said, I am sorry. I was caught up in my ego of attaining supernatural powers, siddhis. But you have opened my eyes. I spent thousands of years in penance, but I remained a blank slate. Now you show me the way, O Master, show me the way. And Sant Dnyaneshwar smiled and said, Changdev, there is no need to feel bad. The moment one realizes his mistake, he starts walking on the right path. And the right path is the path of devotion, the path of love, the Bhakti Marga. And Dnyaneshwar gave Changdev a warm hug. The man was back home. He had spent hundreds of years in penance, but never had he felt so much love welling up in his heart. It is said that when Sant Dnyaneshwar took Samadhi at the age of 17, it was Changdev who cried the most, and he was 1,000 years old at that time. A real story that happened in the village of Alandi in Maharashtra. Even today, the wall which Dnyaneshwar flew is present, and Sant Dnyaneshwar Samadhi Mandir is also present. The whole beauty is in the Bhakti Marga, the devotional path. There may be many ways to reach God, but the most fastest and easiest way to reach God is the path of love, path of devotion. When you cry with love from the bottom of your heart, God is listening. Remember this. God is absolutely not interested in your intellectualism. God is interested in your heart. Because love wells up only from the heart. If you are a man of heart, then you don't have to worry much. You are the chosen one, and God is going to make sure that you attain what you desire. Dance, sing, let there be more love flowing through your entire being, and then God will come in search of you. The Master will come in search of you. Always remember, what you seek is also seeking you. Jai Sri Ganesha, Jai Guru. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapataye Namaha.